welcome. We're so glad you're here. We're excited to be bringing you Puzzle Jam Global. It is quite a global audience, so if folks in the chat want to share where you are from, that would be fantastic. And we've got a couple of great conversations lined up, great giveaways as well. But for those of you that are new here, just want to kind of give you a nice overview. So very quickly, I'm Joyce Yoo. I'm your host for today. And our next topic is going to be building a puzzle brand. So we actually have a panel of 3 amazing small businesses that make puzzles. And they are going to be sharing their experiences and insights and tips on building a puzzle brand. So if you have a favorite that you've always had a burning question to ask them about their puzzles, this is now your time. Or if you yourself may be thinking about starting a puzzle business, this is also a great talk for you as well. So we've got our panelists. I'm going to introduce them one at a time, and they're each going to show a little bit of an intro, and then we'll kind of bring everybody on for a Q&A. So starting with, I want to bring Jess and Ray. They are the founders of Good Fortune Puzzle Company. And on their journey of reconnecting with play and culture, they noticed that as much as they loved puzzling, the brands and images weren't something they necessarily felt a deep connection to. So with the belief that Asian creativity is worth celebrating, puzzling is underrated, and that puzzles can reflect a broader range of experiences, Good Fortune Puzzle Company was born. Their puzzles are made with premium, sustainable materials and manufactured locally in Canada. And they also share 5% of its revenue with their artists. So welcome, Jess and Ray. If you want to maybe do a quick intro or add anything else to what I've shared, and then we'll play your video. Let us know when you're ready for the video.
Yeah, sure. I mean, honestly, Joyce, I think you hit it all. We also life partners. We have a little one. Our businesses run from our home. Some puzzles back there, and all the experiments and fun stuff happen there. And we got a little dog, and he might be
squeaking around
jealous.
In the background.
So
sorry
we'll keep
in advance.
on that.
Thank you, Joyce. Very happy to be here.
Yeah.
Awesome. And let's go ahead and cue up the Good Fortune video.
Is there someone working on a collection of puzzles that explores Asian culture? Wait, this is crazy. But could I make that happen? For the next couple months, I was inspired to explore a different take on what jigsaw puzzles could look and feel like. Playful puzzle art that celebrates Asian culture by Asian artists just didn't exist.
Until now. We spent the past year collaborating with Asian artists from around the world to design a large collection of puzzles that celebrates Asian culture while also being fun to piece together and complements your home.
From Lei Chen's back alley vintage vending machine to Shinsuke's charmingly designed collection of lucky Japanese objects.
And Hui's playful journey through the vibrant, bustling streets of Ho Chi Minh City. We've carefully put together a collection of 6 puzzles to fit your style and puzzling comfort level.
On this journey, we've learned how impactful it is to celebrate the playfulness of Asian creativity.
We want to make sure everyone supporting this mission benefits from Good Fortune.
To help achieve this, 5% of revenue goes directly to the artists that help bring each puzzle to life. So welcome to our little journey.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess and Ray. And we'll bring you back in a little bit for our panel. But for now, I'd like to introduce our next panelist. We have Dave Tibbs from Oakland Puzzle Company. Dave is a native Californian and has a history in entrepreneurship, activism, social work, manufacturing, customer service, and inventory management. So quite a diverse background. And along with his sister, Deanna, who's here in the chat, we've been seeing Deanna in the chat, they are co-owners of the Oakland Puzzle Company in Oakland, California. And this gives him a chance, obviously, to put much of his past experience to use. So Oakland Puzzle makes high-quality puzzles that support local artists and local organizations that are making their community a better place. So Dave, if there's anything else you want to add to your intro, don't forget, folks, to click that link below, and then we'll play your video as well. So Dave?
All right. Yeah. I'll just speak for a couple of minutes about how we started our company. My sister is a photographer, and she was looking for a different way of presenting her photography, and she thought it would be cool to turn her photographs into puzzles. And she used some of those online services and wasn't really happy with the quality, and kind of asked herself what it would take to make her photographs into puzzles herself. And so she found a book online called Start Your Own Small Jigsaw Puzzle Business Like I Did by Kevin Poorman. It's still available online. It's a really great book. It's just like 100 pages, but it's packed with every detail that you would need to know to start your own puzzle business. And so she read it and gave me a copy, and I read it, and we said, we could really do this. So we started corresponding with the author. We actually flew out to just outside of Washington, D.C. to hang out with him and see his process. And we decided to go for it and make a puzzle company. And one of our first puzzles was one of Deanna's photographs of the Tribune Tower here in downtown Oakland. And that's been a couple of years, and I forget exactly how many puzzles we've sold since then, but it's like 15,000, something like that. And we also decided that we wanted our puzzles to act as fundraisers for local organizations. So we've collaborated with some organizations like San Francisco Baykeeper, who is the only agency that patrols the San Francisco Bay looking for pollution and then holding the polluters accountable. So we did a puzzle with them, and a percentage of the proceeds go to benefit them. We also only work with local artists, and a percentage of the profits go to them for each of the puzzles that they design. And then we're going to watch a video about the manufacturing process of our puzzle that we did with the Oakland Zoo. So the Oakland Zoo is really progressive and redefining what it means to be a zoo. They focus on conservation and rescue, and we did a puzzle with them featuring native California animals on it, and we did a lot of video about the production process. So we can watch that video.
The first step is receiving the prints, which we call puzzle faces, from the printing company that we use called Community Printers. They are a worker-owned collective that's been in business since the 70s. They're located down in Santa Cruz. They've got an office here in Oakland. They do really great work. We recently moved from a semi-gloss finish to a matte finish, so some of our longtime customers might notice that, and that's to help prevent glare from overhead lighting. Community Printers applies a finish that helps prevent wear and tear, scuffing and scratching. Next, we use this glue machine called a pot Devon to apply a layer of glue to the back of the puzzle face. We adhere the puzzle face to Esca brand chipboard, which is a brand from the Netherlands, manufactured especially for the jigsaw puzzle industry. Then we put the puzzles in stacks under weights to cure for 36 to 48 hours. Now the puzzle is ready to be cut, and we use a 30-inch roller die press from Die Cutters Incorporated. We mix the puzzles by hand and try to make sure that there are no pieces stuck together. And the last step in the process is packaging the puzzle to get it ready for sale. The materials that we use to package the puzzle are all printed by Community Printers. and it includes a beautiful insert inside with information about our company, the artist, and the Oakland Zoo on one side, a puzzle guide, and information about all of the animals on the California Trail on the other side.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. And Dave will be back later for our discussion and panel. And for now, I'd love to bring on our third panelist here, William Jones. William is the co-founder of Puzzles of Color, which he co-founded with his sister, Erica Chambers, during the COVID-19 pandemic. And together with their family, they built their small business from their garage to now managing a warehouse of 10,000 puzzles. They're on the shelves of Barnes & Noble and other retailers across the US. And Puzzles of Color aims to feature the work of artists of color and amplify culture in jigsaw puzzles. So, William, if you want to share anything else about yourself, and then we will also play your video.
All right. Yeah. Hi, I'm William Jones with Puzzles of Color. Yeah, my sister and I had the idea in 2019, but we actually acted on it in 2020. Kind of like Dave's story. We actually had found a book about jigsaw puzzles, making puzzles. So Erica read it and came to us with the idea to kind of like do it fully. So it's kind of funny hearing like Dave's story and Jess, your story, because it's very much similar to our story. We didn't see enough diversity in the space, so we wanted to bring something to that. And then, of course, we wanted to manufacture a full run, of course, but that cost money we didn't have, so we thought it'd be cheaper or easier or faster, I don't know, to do it ourselves. Neither of the cases were. It was a fun process to figure out. I'll say that much. But yeah, and we've been kind of going since then. Got some local coverage and then international coverage, and that kind of helped us to like manufacture overseas, which now we're dealing with tariffs, but we'll talk about that later, of course. But yeah, we're super glad to be here. I know what video you're gonna run. I gave you like 3 options, so yeah.
Yeah, I think we do have the video for that. So let's go ahead and cue that up.
So we started the company. I actually got the idea because when I was pregnant, I was trying to figure out how I was going to decorate my nursery, and a friend of mine said that she actually did a puzzle and then decorated her entire nursery around the image from her puzzle. But I couldn't find an image that I really was connected to that I thought would like be good enough to put on the wall and to decorate an entire room around. But it made me think about some artist friends that William had that I was like, man, if I could make a puzzle out of that, I could totally decorate the entire room around, some of the images that I've seen that I really enjoy. So I kind of that's how we came up with the idea.
And then she came to me on a Sunday at the church. We were just talking about, she just brought it up, and I was like, that's actually a good idea. So I think we should try to figure out how to make it work. So that happened like probably 2 years ago now. And we talked about it. We met up and actually did like a little meeting and everything and tried to figure out how we could do it. There's a lot of process to this. So we were like, okay, hold on now. Let's figure this out. Let's take some time. We talked to a couple different manufacturers and all this stuff, trying to figure out what the pricing was going to be like, and it was looking high. But we were able to like,
where we could do things ourselves, where we can actually outsource things and really, find a way to make it affordable so that other people can enjoy it just as much as we do.
What would you say was your favorite part?
My favorite part so far has been talking to the artists. Like, first of all, it's impossible to even narrow it down because we have so many
there's so many good artists
out there that we were like, hey, like we really want to support artists of color. And make sure that we can see ourselves in the art as well as other people can see themselves in the art. So we have searched Instagram and Facebook and in our own personal relationships and found people that we really connect with and we think that would do well for a puzzle, and we've gotten to talk to them and just hearing their stories about how they started.
It's really great to see their process as well as how it kind of actually matches our process and just in general reason behind making the puzzles, just our values. It all kind of lined up really well.
Yeah.
So that was really helpful to see because I really made me feel like this is like meant to be. This artist is meant to. We're meant to use this artist for this.
Like I said, the goal for it is to be able to bring people together. Like, you know, me and my brother, it's just us two as far as siblings.
Yeah.
And we have different likes and different things that we're interested in, but that was a way to like get together and learn different things about each other, you know, because we're spending hours at a time.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Listening to music and, you know, going to this common goal. So like, we really hope that other families can enjoy that, and, you know, being that siblings or, you know, couples or whatever.
Yeah.
And then even individuals, like as we've been grown up and we're living in separate houses, we've done puzzles on our own, and like, you know, you still get that like really cool, you know, success story right now, especially with technology being what it is, which is amazing. You know, it's good in some ways, but in other ways, it's like, you know, you're stuck to a screen all the time.
Yeah.
Really being able to get away from that, get into the artistic side of your brain, and really see the creativity that comes with it, the, you know, problem solving.
Yeah. It's such a good process for sure.
Now let's bring back our other speakers to the stage, and we are going to kick off a discussion. So this is largely going to be Q&A. And so we're going to kind of go based on your questions. Definitely for all of our panelists, feel free to kind of jump in, ask each other questions, right? If you're curious about, you know, each other's businesses and perspectives, feel free. We want to keep this fairly casual and open. So before we dive in, do any of you want to add anything or kind of kick off a discussion or have any questions of your own?
I mean, I just love seeing the commonality across all of our journeys and the reasons for doing this.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah. So we have kind of a popular question, but it's a little bit intense. So I'm going to start us off with like a little bit of an easier question, which is maybe, how do you find your art for your puzzles? So let's start with Jess and Ray.
So pretty much everywhere, scouring the entire internet. Like for us, we're not really, we look on a global stage at emerging artists for art. There are a few requirements like exploring Asian culture in a playful way, but that's pretty flexible. I think the hardest thing is just to find, like, we find amazing art. There's amazing art out there, but not all amazing art is an amazing puzzle. So that's something that I learned in the process of doing this. So some of our art is licensed from artists, some of our art is commissioned, and we work with them to bring like a scene to life. Like our life in Ho Chi Minh was a commission. So things like Instagram, Behance, we walked around our own house because we have a bunch of art in our own home that we really resonate with. I was reaching out to artists that I had seen and heard of, but had been sent kind of under the radar for a bit. So sort of like tracking people down as well, just to see if they were open to being part of this project. And the response has been really, really good. And yeah, it was, to me, it's the most exciting part of the process, is to find the art and to collaborate with the artists, because sometimes they just put a piece of art out there in their portfolio and it's not necessarily something that they're trying to get any business out of or any commercial success. It's just a form of self-expression. And it's really nice to connect with them and have them have that moment where they're like, ooh, finally, like a larger audience is going to see this, especially for artists who are in Asia. Like we have some artists who are like in China who never thought that they would have any mode of a more North American audience interacting with their art, especially in such a mindful and intimate way as a puzzle, like putting it together. So that has been a really fun part of the process, but pretty much everywhere and everything and talking to everyone. Yeah, there's no like right or wrong way, just reach out to everybody.
Yeah, love that. William, how about you?
I would say definitely the same. Like we found our first couple artists. I knew a friend who was an artist. That's one of our people. But social media has been a really great tool for us to find artists. We kind of reach out to them, finding what like tells a good story of like I said, either diversity, representation. We want some positive narratives we want to share. And then overall, it's just kind of similar to what Jess was saying. Just like yeah, reaching out and kind of giving them a platform. That's what we like to do. And we actually like we do a podcast where we talk to our artists, interview them to learn more about their art style and stuff like that. We haven't put all of them out yet because we're production's a little slow, I guess. We have interviewed all of our artists as part of their contract and stuff like that, and we do a playlist with it too. So kind of getting the full experience for the end user. But I definitely want to know, like, just kind of like, do you guys when you're licensing, do y'all do? We do license and commissions. We do both. But do y'all do like only for that piece, or do you only for like puzzles or only production all together? Because we just do for licensing only for that puzzle, for that piece, and for a puzzle. Like if they want to do prints and stuff like that, we love to do that because we don't want to impede on their making money. So that's kind of what I want to know from you guys as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we do.
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, look at us.
Yeah, I think when we looked at our licensing agreement and including our royalty and doing royalties on revenue versus profit, we really want to be an artist first business, and so we don't want to take anything away from their opportunities for more work and more revenue for their talent.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Dave, did you have anything else to add about art, or would you like to go to our next question?
For us, it's mostly the same. We, for right now, at least, just work with artists that are local to the San Francisco Bay Area, but that might change at some point. We're just not sure yet. And we also look for finished art rather than commissioning the art for our more artistic puzzles. And then for the more kind of like locally themed ones, sometimes my sister will do the photograph for it, or other times if it's a collaboration with a local organization, they might have an in-house artist that might design it, or they might already have an image that we can work with.
Got it. All right, awesome. So the next question that people want to know is, what do you wish people understood about running a small business? So, William, let's start with you.
I guess running a small business, like it's just you're gonna run into issues no matter what you do, no matter how. Like for us, for running a puzzle business, we had a issue with we got a puzzle machine from China, and when we got it here, we didn't have the right electricity to wire it in. So that was a fun little learning experience, having to have electricity come out to the house, and it was in my sister's garage. And in general, like there's gonna be more challenges than you think there are, but if you just kind of persist through those, and you can like, financially figure out the ways to make it work. I mean, obviously, finance is a big part of it as well. But if you can keep going, it's gonna be like worth it. If you could like just keep pushing through all those little hardships that come with it.
Yeah. Dave, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's harder than you could imagine, but it's also just as hard as you want it to be. Like the guy that was mentoring us, that inspired us to start the business, Kevin Portman, he had a pretty small puzzle business, actually. He had a small 15-inch roller die press that was just on a little workbench in his basement, and he did small puzzles. They were only in like 1 or 2 stores in his local area. I think he vended at local farmers markets maybe like once a month or every other month. So it was a lot of work, but it wasn't like an overwhelming amount of work because it was a small scope that he had. My sister and I are pretty ambitious. We want to be like a global company, and we want to make an income that supports us so we don't have to work other jobs. And so we're taking on a lot, and therefore it's a lot more work. But also it's important to know that there's going to be people out there that believe in what you're doing and will offer free support and mentorship. There's organizations that offer free support for small manufacturers, and there's individual mentors in the community, maybe at your local print shop that you work with, or there's people out there that are willing to help for free.
Awesome. And Jess and Ray.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this before, and just talking about how there's always problems. Ooh, it's okay. I can move. I think something we're learning is there's good problems, and then there's bad problems. They're both problems. You just have to kind of remind yourself that some of them are good, and some of them are the problems that you've been wanting. We have milestones in our head. We're like, when this happens, we're gonna be really happy, and then it happens, and then a whole bunch of problems show up that we didn't know were around the corner, right? And so I think it's really important to take the time to celebrate the journey and enjoy the journey, as well as, of course, putting your problem-solving hat on and figuring out, what do we do?
Yeah, it's constant experimentation. Like, I have an hypothesis that this is going to work, or this is going to look good, or this is going to be this price. And then you go out, you do all the research and all the work around it. And then you get more data and you just keep going from there. It's not like a predictable 9 to 5 where you just kind of show up and you kind of know what the day is going to look like. So it can be kind of flying by the seat of your pants for some of it. But if you're the type of person who really enjoys that, and that's a lot of fun to you, and you like when things are constantly challenging you, but you're using that problem solving hat all the time, then just go for it. Small business would be great.
Absolutely. Thank you. Right, let's get into it. Hot topic. Tariffs. What should we expect, and how do they affect your business? So we've got two of you are in the US. All right, so Dave and William, Oakland Puzzle and Puzzles of Color, and then Good Fortune Puzzle Company is in Canada. But Dave, I know you've been doing some interviews and talking about this a bit, so why don't we start with you?
Right now, most of the puzzles that we manufacture, or that we carry, are manufactured by us here. And we're not sure how much the tariffs will affect our supplies as of right now. But actually, our die press, which it's a little out of focus, but you can kind of see it behind me, is a 30-inch roller die press that we use. Well, like you saw in the video. It's not strong enough to do 1,000-piece puzzles, and we want to start carrying 1,000-piece puzzles. Right now, we're just doing 300 and 500-piece puzzles. So we are outsourcing to a factory in China for 1,000-piece puzzles. We somehow, I think it sounds like just by minutes or hours, are missed the tariffs. The puzzles were actually on the ship, I think, the day that the tariffs were announced, and so we did not get charged them. But we're not sure how. I mean, it's obviously going to affect our bottom line, but we're not sure that it's going to affect it so much that we're going to have to like raise prices or change our business model or anything like that. We're going to kind of have to play it by ear, and things are changing so rapidly that it's kind of hard to make future plans anyway. So for right now, it looks like we're okay.
Yeah. William, how about you?
Yeah, we had no such luck as far as getting through the tariffs before, because we had placed an order probably right before the tariffs kind of hit. So they're still in production right now. I just paid for shipping yesterday. That was really high, higher than usual. So we'll see how it goes once it gets here. Overall, though, the tariffs, we try to manufacture in America, obviously doing it ourselves, which we had our own issues with that. It felt like it wasn't the quality we wanted to have. And then we had a manufacturer who actually made our boxes that were in China, make our puzzles for a while. They did a good job, but they were really pricey versus the manufacturer we found now, who's really good price. But now we have to deal with this tariff, kind of like makes the price about high as it used to be. So for us, it's kind of like you said, it's like waiting to see. We're not gonna raise our prices because we just want to like respect our audience and stuff like that, because they've been supporting us throughout all of it, throughout when we were small. And even though our profit will be hit by it, I think it's kind of worth it, just because we don't know what's gonna happen on tariffs. It might change tomorrow, how it's going. So it might go back down eventually. So we're gonna keep our prices where they are, but it's definitely like a tricky situation to kind of like for future for collections, because our order was just for a re-up of what we already have. We have another collection we're working on currently, trying to gather artists and stuff for. on that collection, we're still kind of on a holding pattern, trying to see what we're gonna actually do. So, you know, it's a fun time to have a business.
Yeah. And then for Jess and Ray, I would assume maybe the most impact is for US customers wanting to buy your puzzles, but maybe there's more to it, but love to hear your perspective.
Yeah, so our puzzles are currently made in Canada. We have a line of puzzles that we're working on that are going to be made in China. I mean, I think I'll just speak to how I don't know what you should expect because, like William said, it changes every day, which is actually one of the most challenging parts of what's going on. I think something that we're really feeling, and I think a lot of people are feeling, is this like two energies in the world right now at tension with each other around like global is good and global is bad, right? And I think for us as a business, we really lean into global is good, diversity is good, like working with different manufacturers is great. We're going to have a Canadian manufacturer, we're going to have a Chinese manufacturer, right? Like this is something we really lean into and celebrate. And so feeling this other energy every day kind of over you is really hard. But I think it just tells us too that what we're doing is so important, and we want to support other businesses doing the same and just support the energy that is counter to this idea that a bit more individualistic. We want to be community based, and we want to support diversity through this, and we just want to do more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I will just kind of add, with Puzzworthy, my brand, we've been kind of keeping an eye on it too, and just trying to figure out how it would be affecting us. So far, our partners who actually print and manufacture and then produce the items, so far, they have said that it shouldn't be an impact, but like William said, it's always changing, so we don't know. So we're keeping an eye on that. But I think it's important to know that it's going to affect small businesses the most, right? Because some of these larger companies can absorb those costs. They have the deep pockets and the resources to keep going and figure it out. But it's really the small businesses that are going to be hit the hardest. So just as lovers and buyers of puzzles, keep that in mind. Support the small businesses. Think about how you can continue to help them stay in business. And often it's the smaller companies like, the three that are here that are producing really high quality puzzles too, right? That are like thicker pieces, nice fit, nice finish, all of that. So just that's something I want to encourage folks here. All right. Thank you all. People are curious to know what's been surprising for you in the course of running your businesses. Why don't we start with Jess and Ray?
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, I think the response, I think we're the youngest puzzle company here. We only started last year, and we started with a Kickstarter. But in the first 6 months, there has been a really overwhelming response of support from both the puzzle community and just the community in general. And I was telling Ray earlier, like, when you put something out there in the world and you have only 5 followers on Instagram, you just feel like this drop in the bucket of the internet, this like huge vacuum of information. And you're like, I hope the right people find me. But because the puzzling community seems like so tight-knit and so warm and welcoming and so humble, like we've had so many encouraging messages of support, and just so like people, like for me, it's mind-boggling that people like sit down and write us emails sometimes about how our puzzles like make them feel seen and remind them of their childhood, and they're going to get it for their mom for Christmas or Mother's Day and stuff like that. And this is exactly why we made these puzzles and why we started this company. But yeah, I don't know what we thought would happen, but when it actually happens and when people actually reach out, and when we're like low on stock or something and people reach out and they're like, when are you getting more? I'd like to get it for my cousin or my mom or whatever. We're like, wow, people want this thing. And in the first 6 months, that's so encouraging. Even with all this tariff stuff, we've had so much a growth in demand, it seems. And we're like, wow, it's not slowing down. So that's been very surprising and pleasant and encouraging for us.
I can tell you, like, I think our default belief is that where our house is going to be consumed with boxes of puzzles that nobody wants. So anything outside of that reality is surprising to us.
Yeah. How about you, William? What's been a surprise?
Yeah, I would say, like Jess and Ray said, it's just the fact that the puzzle community was so there for us when we started it. I honestly don't remember how people found us. I don't understand how they found us because we just kind of, made an Instagram and posted. We didn't do any per se promotion or marketing towards different people, groups or anything. We just kind of started the business, and we started as a pre-sale. As we waited for our machine to get here, as we can start producing puzzles. But the community has been really supportive. Even like Puzzle Jam South, me and my wife actually, we went to the one out in Atlanta. It was very cool. It was really cool to see meet everybody. And then and actually doing the activities with everybody was really fun. Actually meeting some of the other puzzle companies, of course, was great. But it's just kind of surprised at how big the community is and how supportive everybody is of everybody's journeys and different puzzle types. Because I know a lot of people do even the wood puzzles, and we all here do cardboard. So it's kind of cool just to see all the support. And then it's just, I think, the most surprising, I think. And like I said, also just being accepted with our initiative for diversity and for inclusion definitely was great to see, because we were grew up. We're not sure if anybody else who did puzzles who would care for that, but we're glad that people have seen that was a demand for that. And yeah.
And Dave, how about you?
Yeah, just gonna add on to what everybody else has said. I feel like people are happy to have an alternative to the kind of bigger corporate puzzles and maybe images that they don't necessarily have a personal connection with. Because I feel like the three of us are making puzzles. The three companies here today are making puzzles that people can have kind of an emotional investment in, and have a real personal connection with. It means a difference in their lives. It's not just a way to pass 2 or 3 hours of time and then, get rid of it. These are keepsakes. These are, things that are important to people. And I also think that overwhelming amount of support that we've gotten over the past couple of years since we've started our company. People love to see companies doing something meaningful in the community, and people love to see people striking out on their own and doing their own thing and owning their own company and kind of, forging their own path in life. And so we've been really lucky and fortunate and felt really great about all the support that we've gotten as well.
Awesome. All right. I think we have time for maybe a couple more questions. The next one is, what takes the most time or energy? Who wants to kick us off here?
Oh, man. The whole business takes so much time and energy. I mean, there's two different aspects of it in my mind. My sister kind of takes on more of the business aspect of it, right? So writing up contracts and negotiations with the organizations that we work with and the artists that we work with. And she just works her butt off. I mean, she's just constantly working from morning till night. And then I'm often here in our workshop making puzzles, and it's about I don't know, 9-10 minutes a puzzle, something like that. And, we try to make and sell as many as we can. So I'm in here pretty much full time in addition to my other full-time job, making puzzles. So a lot of time and energy kind of from every angle.
Yeah, just adding on to that, when we were doing puzzle production, it was definitely the most time consuming. We actually had a friend who she was not working at the time, so we hired her to help cut puzzles during the day while Erica was working and I was working. And then we come down after work and cut puzzles with her for the rest of the night, So that was definitely the most time consuming. But overall, I mean, it's just the mix of promoting your stuff, trying to shoot content, putting puzzles together to shoot content with. Now we have to do that, and then finding the right. We do a lot of events as well, so even going to events has been time consuming, but it's obviously worth it because you make sales and stuff. But there's so much to do. I don't know. It's a lot of time and energy we can spend in it.
Yeah. And Jess and Ray.
I mean, like they said, a lot of things take energy. I think the one thing that we're constantly like, hey, could we give this job to someone else is the logistics, the getting the puzzle to the customer. I mean, 75% of our puzzles cross a border. 75% of our customers in the US. So making sure that it crosses that border and arrives. Our tins are packaged in a metal tin, so making sure that tin arrives safely and the puzzle is in good condition, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. So yeah, make
Yeah.
sure they don't destroy it. Shipping is definitely a big part too, because even our boxes get crushed every once in a while.
Yeah. All right. And maybe one last question here. What advice do you have for someone to start their own puzzle company?
I would probably point them back to the book that kind of started us off by Kevin Porman, Start Your Own Small Jigsaw Puzzle Company, like I did. It's full of every detail that you would need to know and lots of cautionary warnings as well. He's very careful about making sure that you're really thinking this through and understanding how much time and money and energy it takes to start the company. But also, going back to my other point about support, gathering, getting your idea together, forming a business plan, and then reaching out to folks to see who is willing to invest in your vision and in your project.
Yeah. Jess and Ray?
Starting their own puzzle. I would say to find your niche. Like, what is your unique spin on puzzles in the world? Because there's a lot of puzzles in the world right now, and like for the three of us, we have our own sort of take on what they can look like, and we're just adding more exciting diversity into this space. So if you can find something that doesn't exist or exists, but you think that you can put a unique spin on it, then focusing in on what you can bring that's a little bit new to the space.
Yeah, just to add on to that, I think I like to say, don't start a company, start a movement, and think about. Don't think about puzzles. Sometimes we fall into this, and we try not to, but don't think about puzzles as your competition. It's something else, right? And so we think about like our competition is whatever people are doing that's not a puzzle, that stops them from like doing a puzzle. We just want as many people in the world to have the time and space and opportunity to do a great puzzle, whether ours or different brands. It really doesn't matter. There's a lot of competition out there competing for people's attention and energy that aren't puzzles and things that we think people might want less of in their life. And so I would encourage to think about, when you're starting something, like what's the movement and what's stopping people today from doing that thing that you hope they could do more of.
Yeah. Awesome. And William?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's great answers. I don't know, maybe starting with a partner, like your sister or your wife, because that seems what we all did. But no, it's just, yeah, if you want to really do it, just kind of go ahead and pursue it. I mean, there will be challenges no matter what you do anyway. So there's gonna be definitely challenges you got to overcome, and kind of just kind of like finding out what's works best for you financially. What you're trying to, like, what do you want to put out in the world? Make sure you know what you want to put out there, and then kind of just going from there. You'll probably start small, but you never know what happens. You might grow pretty quick. Like we all grow faster than we thought we would. I'll say that. So you never know. Just put it out there, pursue it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to all the questions. We could have kept going, I'm sure, for hours. But we really appreciate the insights. I definitely picked up a lot of really good nuggets. We're having a request to see the puppy. I don't know if we have time to see the puppy. Yeah. While Ray is getting the puppy, any final thoughts? Anything you didn't get to say that you just want to kind of leave everybody with? I'll just leave it open to anybody. Oh, look at.
Oh, that's cute.
This is Fudgy.
What's the name again?
Fudgy.
Fudgy.
He's very mad that he
It looked like it. Any final thoughts? Just go out there and do a puzzle. I don't know, support local puzzles, small puzzle business. That's what we all need support. We got it all from you guys, so we're appreciative of it so far. But always more support is good.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Unified Pieces, our fellow Oakland puzzle company, Mizi. His puzzles are amazing. Really encourage you to check them out. They're beautiful. The packaging is mind blowing. And it's nice to see Tammy too. She came in for a tour of our workshop last year, and it was really great to meet her and hang out with her. And thanks to everybody else who's bought our puzzles, who's watching right now. Shout out to everybody here from the Bay Area. It's a big presence here today. Good to see everybody.
This is just closing remarks. Sorry, I was grabbing the dog. Yeah, it's like Tammy was someone, and Joyce was someone who kind of did the first Good Fortune puzzles, and it is just so amazing to see you guys again and be part of this amazing community who lift each other up and celebrate just doing puzzles, whatever they are. Yeah, so just really grateful to be here and be part of the community. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. We really loved hearing from you. And everyone go out, check out all their puzzle companies. Good Fortune Puzzle Company, Oakland Puzzle Company, Puzzles of Color. We'll see you in the next session, everybody.
Hi! If you've made it to this part of the video, it means that you have just finished watching a Puzzle Jam Global session. Puzzle Jam Global is brought to you by Puzzle Jam Inc. and our members, and we wanted to thank them as well as our presenters who made this event possible. Now that we're on your puzzle radar, you don't want to miss out on any of the other puzzle events that we have planned. So go to the link in our description and sign up for our newsletter. Our newsletter is about once a month, and you'll be in the know for our great events like Puzzle Jam Global and our in-person event, Puzzle Jam South. And I know that you appreciated this event because you watched the video. So if you would like to support us by becoming a member, sign up on the newsletter to know when the membership opens. Because we couldn't do this without you, our puzzle community. Now take a couple of minutes to go sign up on our newsletter and then go watch another session of Puzzle Jam Global. Bye!